Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for participating in our monthly meet and greet for our new community members and their families at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson, located in Alaska. This short video was designed for adult-aged individuals associated with the military, including civilians, service members, and their dependents. Our hope is to help you understand what types of loss may occur in this line of work, how you can help others around you and yourselves cope with these losses, and what services are offered to you and your families by the Army Community Services and the Family Morale, Wellness, and Recreation programs on Elmendorf-Richardson. There are many losses which can impact the military community. Some include the loss of community members or family members due to death, deployment or field training, moving other jobs or houses, geographical separations, divorce, and a loss of connection to loved ones. Other types of loss include loss of limbs or other disabilities, drug and alcohol abuse, and feelings of a lost place in society or in the family. As service members, it is important for you too to show sadness and anger when dealing with the death of a friend or coworker to help you through your grieving process. Not all deaths are combat related. Some are related to car accidents, suicides, training exercises, or health problems. With today's counseling and other services, most service members who lose limbs are able to rebound and find new positions within the military or in civilian workplaces. Symptoms for PTSD affect everyone differently, but more times than not, individuals with PTSD find coping mechanisms that do not involve violence. The military is now encouraging their members to seek counseling if they need it, because it offers them a physically and mentally strong soldier. PTSD is a manageable and curable disorder which can be solved with a few months of counseling, group counseling, and other interventions. Once given the clear from the counselor, the service member is able to continue their job. Individuals who lose limbs, depending on the severity of the loss, can reintegrate back into the military with a less physical job such as teaching, training, or desk work. Some deployments are for training or humanitarian work. Each move is a challenge with unique obstacles, including leaving close friends behind. Not even technology can make being away from a loved one easy. Missing developmental stages of a child, marriage, or other family member cannot be replaced with technology. Technology can make it easier when it is available, which some deployments do not allow for communication with families. When a service member leaves, a new routine must be made in order to obtain structure in the household. When service members come back, a new routine must be established, which is not easy on anyone involved. There are some locations overseas that do not allow for families to join. During field trainings, service members can be gone for weeks and months at a time, at which their families cannot join them. Some families decide not to move with their service member due to the spouse's career or children. Only about 6% of service members are divorced, which is about the same as the national average. Service members have their own unique coping skills, which may involve alcohol or smoking, but not all people use these coping skills. Everyone is different, and so are their coping skills and how they process a traumatic event. Some soldiers come back to the same as they left, and others may change their personality or develop PTSD. When a death, injury, move, deployment, or major personality changes take place, the ACS will get their verification from the Department of the Army Chain of Command and the Family Readiness Group. These three groups are the first groups to be notified, followed by the families. The ACS will receive documentation of the changes, and the ACS will put together programs for the adult community members and delegate services for the youth community members to the MWR. Once these programs are decided on, a representative will reach out to the families to notify them of the services, followed by a reach out to the FRG to promote the community services. If there are loss issues that do not pertain to the above losses, such as divorces, drug and alcohol abuse, non-deployment geographical separations, and a feeling of lost connection to others or a certain individual, there are routine workshops which are promoted through the ACS, MWR, and FRG as a whole. My job within this process is to make sure all populations of loss are being represented through programs on base. If there are any losses you may face which we do not already support, please contact my office so we can get a program started to help you gain the support and knowledge you need. At the ACS and MWR, we have several interventions which are used for the resources of the community. One intervention we use is group counseling, or group get-togethers. These work particularly well for death, divorces, and other losses, which having a social support network can help you through your process. An example is our single parent or divorced parent groups on Monday nights. The children of single parents or divorced parents have a play date in one of the many rooms located in the MWR. The children are watched by a non-medical counselor who encourages them to talk about and express through activities their experiences, struggles, and feelings. This allows the children to create relationships with the peers who are working through a similar life challenge. The parents have their own coffee, snacks, and conversations in a different room located in the MWR. This allows adults to talk with their peers about similar challenges of divorce or single parenthood without stressing out their children or keeping everything bundled up inside. Another intervention is the use of pamphlets and books that you can take to help ease the process of loss, reintegration, or give you more information on services offered. If there is not a pamphlet for a challenge you are facing, please call our office and we can create a pamphlet that is unique to your challenge. We use workshops to teach adults about communicating with youth about death, moving, deployments, and consoling a friend. Talking about death is important for children to learn, develop, and process their own grief. In the Japanese culture, death is viewed as another step in life, and the ancestors are viewed as helping the living by guiding them through life and protecting them. This approach could help children understand that it is a life cycle, but similar to the idea of angels watching over us, people who have passed continue to be a part of our life. Another ritual in Ireland is the dancing and singing at the wake and funeral to express the happiness shared by the life of the deceased and the belief that the physical or symbolic dead will continue to exist elsewhere in a happier place. Cognitive development, personality, religious education, media exposure, and family teaching will all influence a child's understanding of death. Here are some overall developmental characteristics of death concepts. 0 to 3 years can perceive that their caregivers are sad but do not have a concept of death and what it means to die. However, it is false to think they do not experience any loss. 3 to 5 years may have an emergent death concept, but integrate fantasy and false beliefs into the concept. For example, they may see death as reversible or as a temporary separation. They may also have false thinking about what causes death. For instance, if their parent dies of a heart attack while on a jog, they may develop a false belief that running is dangerous. 5 to 9 years can comprehend the performance of death and have concrete understandings of events that cause death. However, they often cannot comprehend that they or their loved ones will experience death. 9 to 12 years have developed complete death concepts, but may lack the ability to fully understand abstract concepts that are involved in certain causes of death. This age group is more at risk of acting out in ways that are self-injurious. 12 to 18 years, teens will fully grasp all meanings and truths surrounding a death. Teens are at risk of self-injurious behavior and substance use as means of coping with strong feelings. Ways to help your grieving child. Give grieving children the opportunity to tell you what happened and how they feel. Make sure you are patient and give them adequate time to resume a normal workflow. Putting too much pressure on them too quickly may result in an emotional breakdown. Don't distort the truth or lie to kids about tragedy. Children will often see through lies and will feel more alone and confused with their feelings because they know you don't want to talk with them about the truth. Know the truth will help kids begin to heal because they have a complete understanding of events. Encourage children to ask questions about death or the traumatic loss. Understand that we all grieve differently. There is no right or wrong way to do it. There may be a great deal of anger, the need for vengeance, or an ongoing sense of worry for your child. Encourage active coping techniques, which refers to taking action to seek out help when one is hurting. Be straightforward with your child, that you really want to understand what they need and how they are feeling. Give them time and encouragement, since they may often not be able to express themselves or let you know what they need right away. Lastly, make sure you manage your own grief appropriately. Keep in mind that you need to take care of yourself as well, and if you need to miss work or take time to get help yourself, you will be much more effective at helping your community in the long run. Remember that they are learning from your response. It is perfectly appropriate to cry softly with your children or express your sadness, but if you become hysterical, it may be more upsetting for them. Go through your own process, but make sure to take the time if you are not okay. How to encourage your children to help a grieving friend. Make sure to clarify their understanding of the event and the life of their friend. Reassure them that their own families are safe. Be aware that children that have experienced loss may be triggered by their friend's loss. They may need help in coping with painful memories. Talk to children about how to give condolences to their friend. Tell them what to say and what not to say. Help them make cards or write letters. Prepare children that their friend may act differently for a while. Encourage them to play with their grieving friend, and that doing fun things after school may be a welcome distraction. Dealing with death is a difficult but inevitable part of being a parent. You are in a position to be of an immense help to your children in teaching them healthy coping skills. We also have workbooks, activities, and play therapy exercises you can bring home to do with your family if a group setting isn't right for you. We personally put together fun activities which include playing with clay, coloring, painting, exploration of feelings, and activities for all ages. These exercises will allow for an open communication between family members, which is important for the continuous issue of loss which are experienced within the military. Here is an example of the clay activity. This video only shows the clay portion of the activity. After the individual gets done playing with the clay, ask them their feelings on the loss or their thoughts while playing with the clay. Be aware of how their words and actions may differ. For example, saying they are happy but stabbing and punching the clay. Bring up these differences and allow for the open communication. Lastly, we have social events such as this meet and greet to help new families understand the services offered on base, meet new families, and make them feel welcomed. These social events are important in helping community members through the transition of major life losses. Humans need and long for other human interaction to help them through their times of high emotions and grief. These events are similar to funerals in that social support comes together despite backgrounds or relationships with the military to provide comfort to one another. Please remember to pick up your one-stop box, which explains into more detail the services the ASC and MWR have developed for your success. We wish you and your families the best of luck here at Elmendorf Richardson, and we hope to see you around the ACS and MWR.